This Easter weekend, we're walking through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, not just as history, but as our present reality. Each episode is a call to deeper union with Him, where the cross is personal, the tomb is empty, and His life is now our life. Join me on these series of episodes this Easter weekend. Easter Saturday, the in-between day, between the violence of the cross and the victory of the resurrection. But something very intentional is happening inside the tomb and inside of us. Today we draw from Oswald Chambers April the 7th entry of his great devotional, My Utmost for His Highest, where the entry is titled The Light of Understanding. And it opens with Mark chapter 9, verse 9. And so we read, Jesus gave them orders not to tell anyone what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. Oswald Chambers opens this devotional with this line, say nothing until the Son of Man is risen in you. And that's the key to this Easter Saturday. This is not just a day of waiting, it is a day of deep preparation, of internal resurrection. And he continues, as Jesus instructed the disciples who were with him on the Mount of Transfiguration, we too should keep silent until the life of the risen Christ dominates us. So what does this mean? Until resurrection life becomes an internal reality, stay silent. Until the word becomes flesh again in us, stay silent. And we're reminded of John chapter 16, verse 12, where Jesus says to his disciples, I have much more to say to you, more than you can bear now. You see, the issue isn't that truth isn't available. It's that it's unbearable until resurrection life lives in us, until the appointed day when He chooses to reveal truth to us. And so Oswald Chambers continues, when we get to the right state on the inside, when the resurrection life of Christ lives in us, the meaning of the words Jesus spoke will be so clear that we'll be amazed we didn't understand them before. And this is what Easter Saturday is for, the inner reformation, the Holy Spirit illuminating what was once impossible to grasp. The light of understanding comes when the Son of Man rises in us. So has Jesus established his risen life in you? Chambers comments, the evidence that he has is that the words he spoke are becoming clearer and easier to interpret. This is the gift of the Holy Spirit, not just to comfort, but to reveal truth to us and in us. Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 2:14, the person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, but considers them foolishness and cannot understand them because they are discerned only through the Spirit. You see, folks, resurrection life unlocks resurrection truth. So what blocks it? Well, Chambers is so direct here. He says, a stubborn and willful attitude will eventually prevent God from showing us hidden truths. It's not ignorance that blinds us, it's self-assurance. The tyranny of the self-life blinds us from truth that Holy Spirit desires to reveal in each one of us. And Oswald Chambers continues, if there's some bit of doctrine we've already made up our minds about, the light of God won't shine upon it for us. The stone that sealed Jesus' tomb might just be the stone that seals our own understanding until it is rolled away. And that's why Jesus says, tell no one until. Tell no one until he is risen in you, until the vision becomes reality, not just in your memory, but in your walk. And Chambers, he ends this devotional with this really haunting line. He says, so many of us rush to tell what we've seen of Christ, but the vision isn't reflected in our lives because the Son of Man hasn't risen in us yet. And then he asks, when will he rise in you and in me? And so, my friends, this is the invitation of Easter Saturday, not to perform, not to produce, not to run around, but simply to yield and to let his life rise in you quietly, triumphantly, and irrevocably. Galatians 1:16 says that God was pleased to reveal his Son in me. That was the Apostle Paul speaking. And that's the resurrection that the Father waits for. So today, stay hidden in him. Let silence today shape you. Let death do its work. Because tomorrow, my friends, the tomb will break open and so will you. So join me tomorrow on Easter Sunday as we proclaim the risen Christ, not just in history, but, my friends, in each of us. So until then, stay abiding because he is your very life. Thanks for listening today to Firm Foundation Focus. If this episode has spoken to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help us to get this message of the cross and the resurrection life into more hands and more lives. I'm Alex Gray, and I'll see you in the next episode as we continue walking in the life that he now lives in us.